Hi guys, this is the Massachusetts part two. That day we went to New Hampshire through Vermont, so we can go to this cycling trail in this very nice cycling trail. The day before that, in the afternoon, we went on this rail trail. Um, it was beside the Cheshire Reservoir, and right now uh, exited we just went out of Williamstown and then North Adams, and then we took the Massachusetts 8 into Vermont. After that, I noticed that there are these obelisks down the highway as a memorial. Our cycling trail was a small park in Keene, New Hampshire. It was a very nice park with tall trees, which had bark that was very smooth and looked like a painting. The bark. In the park, there was a bike park where a guy was riding his bike very fast. Looks like he was training for something. Um, and we went the other way down into this place. It was a little darker, and then it went to two ways. And one way was a very long trail that we went and cycled for around 1 kilometer and then came back. The other one just ends after a while. After that, we came back home to our resort in Massachusetts, and we saw this nice scene on by the road where you can park a car and then you can take a nice photo. While we were on our way to the Columbia Rail Trail, we saw um we stopped at a store which had a bunch of pumpkins. Some are small, some are orange, some are green, some are white, some have warts on them, some look thin, some look fat, some look squashed. The next day, we went to the Columbia Greenway, which is a rail trail that goes from the very tip of the it goes so we parked at a parking lot, and then we rode our bikes for around 8 miles, which is 8 miles is around, like, you could say 16 kilometers. And we rode our bike for 16 kilometers, and then you can reach Connecticut. In the upper part, in the first 2 miles, it is called the Columbia Greenway, and after that, it is called the after that, it's called the Southwick Rail Trail. On one part of the Columbia Rail Trail, we there was this spot with lots and lots and lots of leaves, and on the way we also saw a falls. It was called Wacona Falls. Biking along the trail, we saw a beautiful waterfall with a small waterfall branching off it. We took a few photos with it. It's not exactly on the trail. You have to go a little off on some rough terrain. After we cycled along that trail, we were exhausted, so we went to this pizza store called Vivaldi's Pizza, which has the party-sized 24-inch pizzas. We ordered a seafood pizza, which has spinach, shrimp, clams, and it was very nice. We went from Massachusetts to Connecticut by cycle. We covered our 27 states through one. We reached Connecticut! Southwick Rail Trail / Columbia Greenway is around 17 kilometers long, and it takes you approximately 1 to 2 hours to go from the place we parked, all the way to the Connecticut border. After that day on the rail trail, the next day we went back home, and we went back the same way through Port Alexandria, NY, and entered on Leeds in the Thousand Islands, Ontario. After that, once we got home, we celebrated my birthday with a cake and going with to the Mongol kebab house. They served us a complimentary plate at the beginning, and then we ordered many things like a shrimp plate, kebabs, and then they had this rice which was very nice, and there was also these things called a thing called a pide, which is like a pizza. Out of all of the dishes, I thought the kebab and the rice were the best. So that's it for Massachusetts, for our Massachusetts cycle trip. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and bye.